Good day, everyone. I'm here with a new friend named Zenith. We are gonna just basically have a bit of a chit chat and get to know each other a little bit better. And yeah, so if you want to say hello to the audience, Zenith.
Good evening, lads. How are you?
Yeah.
Just someone new.
Yeah. I mean, first up, probably welcome, I suppose. You know, it's a great big world out here, or internet.
Yeah, seems to be. It's very daunting and very, well, it's all right. I can't see anybody. I don't know if anybody can see me, but yeah.
Oh, they can definitely see
fun.
you. So obviously I always start out in the chat, guys. Let us know how our audio is. Make sure if one of us is too loud, too quiet, we can try and adjust that. G'day Adam, grumpy old Dave. He's a fellow Aussie from up northways near me in the chat. And Doc Fearsome, good to see you here. So Zenith, I would like to just basically do a rough start of what brought you to where you are now. So did you grow up religious in any way?
Oh, yeah. I grew up in the worst way. You might say I had the Trinity without the Trinity. Yeah,
the Trinity without the
but
Trinity.
my father. Yeah, that's the best way I could say it. Well, my dad is Roman Catholic. My mother was Lutheran. And I was brought up in the Congregational Church. Wasn't that a Trinity?
You said it broke up a bit. A congregational church, did you say?
It's called Congregational.
Okay, and so what I've never actually heard of them. Lutheran I'd heard of, and the Roman Catholic obviously, but what makes a congregational church?
Yeah, I don't know. They just call themselves Congregational.
Okay.
They're now I don't know if they're everywhere, but I do know they're in Miranda.
Fair enough. Do you know roughly what sort of doctrine they run by, like what beliefs they have? Are they like along the lines of Baptists, or like what, do you have any idea there?
Oh, no. They seem to like, how can I put it, take passages from the Bible, give their own meaning to it, and then hope that you believe it. That's about the only thing I can think of.
Sounds surprisingly similar to the Witnesses, to be honest. Because that's something they're pretty famous for doing.
Huh. That I can't answer. I've never been with it. A lot of people. Okay, like she's from the Philippines, right? And she belongs to what they call Iglesia Christian. That's a different one again.
Jesus. Yeah. Did you know what?
Yeah.
What led the progression through religions? Was there any sort of thing that led to the family moving through beliefs, or was it mainly led by your mum, or was your dad the one that was more religious, or?
Oh yeah, well they wanted me to work my way out into the hierarchy, I suppose you want to call it, and become a minister at one stage. That's what they wanted for me. And I always thought to myself, well, that's fine, but I can't just follow. I have to start to ask questions, because I got to know what the hell I'm getting myself into.
It's a good quality.
And yeah, and when I found out when you start asking questions, they get nasty. They don't like to talk to you anymore. What the hell, So,
and if anything, that will make you ask more questions. Because you're not getting the answers to anything, and it just seems like things are, you're not allowed to ask. That doesn't make sense. Why?
Yeah. No, that's what I mean. The congregation, they brought out a passage in the Bible. I've forgotten which one it is, but it was a passage that said that the Bible is not to be questioned. That was all it was.
Yeah.
Buggy. I'm still asking you whether you like it or not. And yeah, so one thing led to another. Got in the shit for that. And the actual person that taught me self-defense, he's yeah, well, it gets even better then. He's actually a Tibetan monk.
Oh wow! So that's a very diverse range of like religious what am I thinking? Inspiration? No, that's not the right word. Influence, around you.
Yeah, well, you can sort of see where my head's sort of stuffed up somewhere along there.
Well, if
Yeah, but
anything,
it doesn't matter.
did seeing all the different the religions, denominations, even of the same type of religion, did seeing those conflicting with each other sort of give you any reason to pause and think about the flaws within those religions, or is it just something you're like, meh, couldn't be bothered with?
No, what? No, okay. I'll give an example. One of the questions I did ask, one part of the Bible, Genesis or whatever, God created Adam and Eve, blah blah blah. They had two sons, Cain and Abel, grew up and took themselves a wife. Correct?
Yeah.
That's one part of the Bible. Okay. Now, where the hell did the wives come from?
Well, and that's it's a very common thing that's brought up. Did you ever have any reasoning given to you in any of your, or any of the church, any of the ministers ever give you anything for that? Or was it just that stop questioning?
Yeah, stop questioning because it's not written there.
Yeah.
And even I even got as far as slacking and saying, okay, well, Noah's Ark, and they took two animals of every breed and all this sort of garbage. And I said, wouldn't they have had a bit of trouble working out what a male and female ant?
This is a good point.
Not
to
come
mention
on.
the millions others that you could, it's just one of those stories that, is it correct that most Christians now even will hold to that's just a narrative, or was that just the Adam and Eve part? I'd heard something about that a little while ago.
Look, it depends on who you talk to. You get, okay, I'll let you know, we're in Australia. So we got this, what do they call it? Hillsong or something or other now.
Oh, God damn it, yeah, I know.
Yeah. Now, they take everything, as far as I'm concerned, literally.
Pretty much,
So what they're saying is, if it's written there, that's what's happened. If it's not written there, it's still what happened. And so, what? Yeah, okay. That makes sense. No. So, where do you go? And I got in trouble the other week.
Yeah.
Right? Here's a good one, because they were talking about the spirits, And I said, well, look, mate, as far as I know, I had a spirit the other night. I was in the shower. And I went, what do you mean you had a spirit in the shower? You should have smelled it. Oh, yeah, that led to no good. But it's true.
Oh, Jesus.
See? Now that's where you got to thank the Bible for.
What? Having good blasphemy?
All the good swear words.
Yeah. This is true. They just roll off the tongue.
Yeah. But what I'm getting at is that, like you hit yourself with a hammer on your thumb, right? What's the first word that comes out of your mouth?
Well, there could be many, but I tell you, Jesus Christ is one of them. If I don't want to say, oh, fuck.
Yeah, there you go.
Or it'll be combination fucking Jesus Christ.
Oh, God, that fucking hurt me twice.
Yep.
We got nothing. What are we going to put in the what? What are we going to put there? Now we have to use profanities. And instead of profanities, we can use a book that actually got those words in it.
Yeah, it's like a society's sanctioned swearing, because you got the actual swearing that's profanities for the most part. I mean, I know that's kind of changing now as well, but you know, that's still unacceptable in a sort of public environment, you know, if you're around kids or whatever. But if you say "God damn it" or something, you know, oh God, nobody's going to question that, you know, unless they're real uptight.
I couldn't. Well, can you actually really imagine hitting yourself and going, "Oh, I love that hurt."
Oh my! Yeah, you end up sounding like a British person.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No. It's what I did as well. I didn't mean to, but once I tried to do it without swearing, it was like I put this British accent to it. Like, that's not right. Oh shit.
Yeah, well, that's true. Sometimes when I'm trying to be overdone, I start sounding like an Irishman, or I sound like something else, or you never know. I just can't understand what the hell I'm saying. You know what I mean?
Oh goddamn, you do that pretty good. I can't do Irish or Scottish, even though it's in me blood.
Well, all you got to do is buy a kilt.
I know, I've wanted to actually. I reckon I'd probably look too much like a girl though if I wore a kilt. Like, I've got a feminine enough frame that if I wore a kilt, people would definitely mistake me for a girl.
Now, I bought a kilt once, walked down the street, and they started calling me balls.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's all right if you've got a bit more of a manly frame. You can get away with it. You know, you look the part.
Can you actually?
Can you
actually see me?
From about shoulders up.
Oh, well, look. Okay, well, I'm 5'7" and 103 kilos.
Oh shit, eh? You're
No, it's not 103 kilos.
Only a little shorter than me. But yeah, I'm a twig though. I'm like Professor Stick in real life, if you've heard of him. He's literally a stick figure. He's like, his YouTube avatar is a stick figure. And so I'm pretty much that. Yeah. Unfortunate.
But I bet you eat more. But I bet you eat more than me.
Oh, I can chow down pretty solid. Yeah.
Yeah, whereas I can't. I'll show you something. If you can see me.
Yeah, man. We all can, remember?
I've had two of these.
Oh, that's mini. Oh, yum.
Yeah, I've had two of these, and I've had a little bit of rice and a little bit of corned beef today.
Yeah, I had some meat and some fucking, what was it, macaroni cheese. God damn, I devoured that stuff. Mum made it, so I was like, I'm not saying no to this at all. Holy crap, it was good.
Yeah, does anybody come near you afterwards?
I don't get that, thank God.
Oh. Yeah.
I've known. I'd say my little brother's a bit like that. You don't want to go near.
Explain us and see how you feel. You're soon finding out who your friends are.
All right. Well, anyway, okay. So what?
Sorry,
no, you're right. I'm trying to think of what sort of. Do you have any experiences, religious experiences that, like from when you were young even, that stand out, be it good or bad, something that, you know, a particular story that made an impact on your life? Or is it was religion something more that you just was there, it was a thing, but your mind was on something else for the most part?
Look. When we were young, my mum and dad didn't take me to church anyway. What we had was like a what do I call it, a high age man, right? That'd go up from the congregation. They'd go around the whole area and pick up all the kids, right? And the amount of kids that would sit in there and start praying. And
just in the van.
I'd look at them. I'd look at them. What are you kids praying for? You know what I mean? Or what are you doing? We're praying to God that He takes us there in good, and that look after us there while we're there, and hope that we study hard and blah blah blah, and that that He brings us back safe. I mean, who said God's a he for a start?
Is this you as a kid? God
Yeah, this is
damn.
me as a kid.
Nice, mate.
You know?
So I had the advantage. I watched movies like Dogma. Kevin Smith's Dogma had a female god character, and that got stuck in my head when I was like, and that. But before that, I would have never thought of it myself. You know, like, I mean, I'm sure some female would have said it to me, but it never really passed as a possibility. You know, for my theist self back then.
Yeah, well, the funniest, I think the funniest part, I don't think how old I was, but when the original Thor and Iron Man comics started coming out in Australia,
Yeah.
and I was one of those kids that used to carry the in the back pocket, you know, and got in the church, and our minister goes, "What are you reading there, son?" Iron Man. Who? Iron Man. And they went, Iron Man? And I said, yeah, Iron Man, Stan Lee stuff, you know? He had a look. He tore it up on me.
Oh.
Well, yeah, I just looked at him and said, well, that's got to cost you. And he went, and what's that got to cost me? Now, I actually did this, and I had a little copy of New Testament on me at the time, you know?
Yep.
And I put an altar on him. I went, well, you took away my book, I'm taking away yours. And he tore it up.
Nice. I mean, that's only
Oh,
fair.
didn't I get in the crap for that?
Oh, well, you
You know?
would. But it's still,
Well, yeah.
that's more righteous than anything he's peddling.
Well, I was a funny bugger back then, and this I can't remember his name, but anyway, he said to me at one stage there, he's got to give me a lecture, and the very first word he used to me was, "Now listen to me," right? And he went blah 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 for about an hour or so, and then he said, "Did you understand everything?" I said, "Not quite." And he said to me, "Well, what part didn't you understand? You know when you told me to sit down, shut up, and listen?" He said, "Yeah, the bit after it." Oh, yeah. Well, you think about it, it was that bad at that time that the scouts that I used to belong to then was what they called Second Miranda. But the Second Miranda Scouts were a religious group connected to
Of course.
the church there. I didn't know that. I always thought Scouts were Scouts because the Cubs in the other section somewhere else didn't do any of this sort of stuff that we're doing in there.
Yeah.
You know, I'm going,
That's
what does
unlike.
this got to do with the Scouts? You know what I mean? And so I was an early worker, and back in the 70s because of my age and parent and all that. I got kicked out of school at, I was at 15, 14 and a half, 15 years, years old. Because my dad said, you're old enough now to go to work.
Yep. Happened all a lot.
So I didn't get much of a schooling back then and that sort of stuff, you know. But what I found, I had a very inquisitive mind. I found I was able to read encyclopedias and memorize every single thing in encyclopedias.
Holy
Volume
shit.
1 to volume in. And I've done the same thing with the Bibles. And I'm using Bibles with an S because every single one of them was quoted different. And I got to show in film, that's why so many differences. You can't have one book, one lot of wordings, and all these different meanings. So every one of them has been rewritten in such ways to match the church they're in.
Well, it's not even about that.
It's not even that.
Oh, I'm getting a fuck ton of feedback.
Yeah.
You're a bit loud. Oh, that.
Am I? How's that?
Well, no, I mean, maybe it was the speakers I was coming through because I was hearing myself back in the mic.
Huh? Is that better?
Shit. Yeah, no, I can't hear myself now. And I can't remember what I was about to say either. It's just fucking typical of me.
Yeah, brilliant, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, you sound like a man, actually.
Say again?
You sound like a nice young man.
Yeah, I'm definitely short on my years still.
Yeah, I'm just a bit short on height. But anyway, that's all right.
Oh, you're not the only one. My mate Dave in the chat, he's grumpy old Dave, lives near enough to here in Brizzy anyway. His tag on Twitter is alt height. He's a short little man as well. I think he'd
Oh,
beat you though. You'd probably tower over him. He's a good guy though. He's a solid bloke.
yeah. Well, look, I've got a simple philosophy in life. You're good to me, I'm good to you. You want to treat me like shit? Well, I hope you're better than what you think you're talking about. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and
So,
that's generally the way I live it too. Treat others the way you want to be treated. There's that biblical Jesus part to that. He said that, but that's just a tip. Like, I think that's kind of common sense. It's just one of those, if not human nature or sort of something ingrained in us to desire that sociability. So because of that, it's just better for us to be nice to others. We tend to get people being nice back.
yeah. And then you get, I don't know how to say this, but you get people like, they'll shake hands with you and stab you in the back with the other.
Yeah.
They're the ones that I can't
a lot out there. But one thing I've at least thought, like, I like to think, I'm an optimistic person, so I like to think that those sorts of people, or even though they have a following, that following is a minority and it's generally of the same ilk. Those same kind of personalities, and so they end up pitting against each other. Like they just are out for conflict. Whereas there are those who are, live and let live, the way, you treat me the way I treat you kind of thing. Generally, we'll find a majority either way.
Yeah. Yeah, no, look, like I said, I'm at times I'm a bit dull brained because I've had 2 stupid strokes, and it sort of makes me wander off a little bit. But I come back quite quick.
That's alright, brother. I have no excuse other than I partake in certain illegal medications, which sort of has the same effect.
I like that. If you mean the old Scoobies, well,
I do.
they don't hurt anybody. They don't hurt anybody.
It just slows down the thought processes a little bit. Like every now and then I'll forget what I'm saying.
Well, yeah, but then again, if we go to Canberra, you can have as much as you want.
Oh, Southie as well. South Australia,
Yes.
as far as I've heard, because well, not as far as I've heard. I was there. That was the best trip of my life.
Yeah. Well, I wonder why.
Ooh,
Yeah. Well, I used to go to a place called Para Hills out there.
Para Hills, I haven't heard of it.
It's about 2 hours up from Brisbane, from Adelaide.
Oh, I was going to say, I was surprised I hadn't heard of it then. I was like, shit. Adelaide.
In Adelaide.
Yeah. Yep.
And now I thought I'd go there. It was the middle of summer. Now I thought I'd go up there and have a bit of fun, enjoy, have a few beers. No, I was there for 2 weeks and can't remember a stinking thing. I came back to work and I go, how was your holiday? Yeah, I had one, didn't I? Yeah.
The worst thing about that is you don't feel like, because you forgot, you don't feel like you're on a holiday. You're like, fuck, I'm back at work again. I want a holiday.
Yeah, well, see, I'm a dice setter by trade. I do injection molding and press work and all this sort of stuff, the heavy stuff.
Yeah.
So at least when you go on a holiday, you don't want to be lifting anything,
No, of course.
And And I kept pointing out, you know, I wake up in the morning, I've got to lift this silly bitch off my dick. You know, and that's heavy work, man.
Oh God, I know the effort in that. Damn.
You know what I mean? And then, you know, you look down and you go, oh my, I didn't, did I? She goes, I don't know. You don't know, were you there? Yeah, well, you know.
That's a
And
probably.
it's really embarrassing. That's embarrassing. Hang on a minute, I'm just going to shut this door. It's a bit
Do your thing, brother.
1 second.
So, good to see everybody in the chat there. Who else have we got there? Heat Shield dropped in, Compelled. I see you, Christy. Who else? Joan as well. Hope you're all enjoying. Make sure to hit the like and share and subscribe. Well, you're all subscribed, but you know, some randoms might be here. Subscribe. And he's back.
Oh, yeah. Actually, I don't even wear glasses talking to you, do I?
Nah,
Is that better?
Not. Oh, either way, it really doesn't matter.
I don't need glasses to read. I don't need to read. But all I can say is, welcome all. Hope you love me, and maybe one day you're gonna talk to me.
Yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure I'm definitely not mistaken here that one of them already talks to you, Christy in the chat. She's the one that put me on to you.
Yeah.
Oh, g'day,
Hi, Christy.
Bay.
Are you there? Yeah.
She is there. She's been, I
No,
don't know if she's watching or just listening. Yeah, she's in the chat.
Oh, there you are, Christy. How are you?
Everybody's favourite, Christy.
Yay, let's give her a hand.
Hey.
Hey. Can't offer a finger. We're not allowed to do that.
No. Not, this is a I was going to say it's a PG stream, then I realised it's one of my streams, and they are very rarely PG streams. But anyway.
What is PG? The pie in the middle there? No, that's all right. That's all right.
Something that you brought up before made me.
Yeah.
It might have been well earlier, but I was. Oh, that's right. Yeah, it was before we started the stream, and it was on the video that when you were trying to find the stream to watch, and you kept popping into my Melbourne terror attack video, and obviously you're going to know all about what happened there, and I was just wondering what your opinions on that is. Have you seen the video that I put out just the other day, yesterday, today, whenever it was?
Yeah, I listened to it. I actually saw the footage of the other night.
Oh, well, most of it is audio rather than visual, especially if you've seen the news here. You've seen all of that anyway. But what were your thoughts on that? Like, in regards especially the fact that it was a knife?
I don't know, mate. All I know is he doesn't know how to use one. But I haven't got a clue what any of that was about, though. What was his problem? You know what I mean? And if I had my way, unfortunately, I'm a little bit biased that way. My way would be stab him, make sure he's sore, put him on a plane, and send him back from wherever he came from.
There's only one issue I see with that, though, because this is a common sentiment, send them back. But the actual dangerous ones, this particular person, if we were, even if we hurt them and then sent them back, they get better, and then they come back and try again.
No, you missed what I'm saying. When I said bleed them out.
Oh, so not just hurt them. Okay, gotcha.
You want to do it?
Well, look, there's no questioning his fate in this regard. He deserved the fate he got, and he got it very swiftly. If anything, got it too swiftly. That being said, that I understand. Send back in a coffin, kind of thing. That no problem, because it's virtually what we've done, basically. And that's that's right. They're like.
Yeah, well, I agree with that. But it's just, the one thing I would have liked to know is too quick. Should have been a lot longer. Should have.
Fair enough. Well, here's an interesting topic this goes into. I do a bit of study of criminology and criminal justice, and so one common question is, what is a better punishment, or a more efficient, whatever you want to say, effective punishment, to be imprisoned for life or to be put to death? In your opinion, of course.
Definitely not put to death. Look, the put to death can come later. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But I'm of the opinion, I don't know why you done it. You're not giving an excuse. You got to say to me either I made you do it, or you don't like this, or you don't like that. Or fine, you took it out on people that had nothing to do with any of that. And as far as I'm concerned, I'm going to put you in a chair with your balls hanging down with a bloke underneath with, gloves made out of bricks. And we'll see how long you last.
That's fair. Especially within context of what, when you're talking national threat terrorist sort of individuals, I mean, my personal opinions I sort of haven't made up yet. So I don't see any, like with what they did in any sort of typical terrorist case, it's like it's sort of, they opened the door to whatever, like they let that in. The one thing I think though is, I mean, definitely torture for the sake of torture could be questionable. I don't think I would really endorse such a thing. For information, for whatever, that's where I don't think I have an opinion, officially, really. However, as just punishment, I like the idea that, a lot of these sort of people are going into it for the glory of death, whether that is by their own hands or ours. That is their desire. That is giving them what they want. And this is why I know, like, obviously this isn't what you've put forth, of course, but what a lot of others do is that they would say, just kill them. Death sentence, easy, done. But that's not punishing them at all. That's giving them what they want, their glory. They are now heroes. And our people are going to fight in their honor and their name. And that's something that just keeps it going, And so for me, the idea of prisoning them, or, whatever, else, but mainly keeping them alive in a place that they cannot live their life, that is punishment. In a way, they can't kill themselves because that's what they want. That is punishment. You don't have to torture a man to give them that kind of torture.
Yeah, well, look, how can I put this? My first anything of this, you remember the Cronulla riots?
Oh, pardon me, I just read a comment in the chat for a second and I missed what you said. The Cronulla riots, is that what you said? Yeah, I remember them.
That was my first real bit of it. Now, I just been to Cronulla then. I missed it by about 3 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm from the Shire originally, see?
Yeah.
And that particular night, I can see all the cops on it, but it could be anything, But I missed the whole incident by about 3 minutes. Now, I don't like to sound racist or whatever else, but they did that for no good reason. They were all what I would call blowings. They're not even from the Shire. You know what I mean? And their thoughts and their opinions in the end was, well, we just don't like Australians. We hate Aussies. And I think, well, hang on a second. Yous are all born here. Do you follow what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Because there was,
And if you're born here, how can you hate Aussies? I said, like one of them, I said a little while back, but when I was there, he's Lebanese. I said, have you ever been to Lebanon? He went, no. You got a passport? I went, no. I said, well, you're totally Aussie, mate.
That's it. They are Aussie. You know, like,
Yeah.
and I mean, it is somewhat disrespectful in regards to what is happening in other countries where they're being, you know, if immigrants coming in, rightfully so, are being rejected now. When things like that are happening, and then we have these kids who are so arrogant and, you know, self-righteous about their position in life that they don't even understand that they're, you know, yeah, it's frustrating.
Yeah. Well, look, like I said, as far as like this punishment stuff goes that you're talking about, for me, if they're Muslim, they're terrorists and they want to be martyred and they want to go up and get their, I don't know, what is it, 7 virgins or something or other, I reckon it'd be fun to sit them down there and make them eat pork sandwiches. Yeah.
I get it.
Get a whole heap of pork in your pork. You know?
Yeah, I don't necessarily see the need for that though, like, because that could also be then taken again from their point of view as propaganda for their side. That could be used as a form of, you know, this person is sacrificing themselves for the greater good in a Muslim world. It's the extremist Muslim world, and so you'll have others who will see that and go, well, even now I will do that, you know, and like you've got people that will integrate themselves into our society with extremist beliefs who will then follow along in complete Western, like appear completely westernized in every way, but then they'll turn, they'll go and proceed to do their thing. You know, you look at the, I'm sorry to bring this up, people, I'm sure it has been a long enough time and I'm not trying to spark anything, but 9/11, those people were integrated into American society. You couldn't pick them. And that's the ones, generally, if it's, you know, sorry?
They're called sleepers, aren't they?
I think so. I would have never thought of that myself, but that sounds right. I've heard it in either games or movies, though, so my knowledge isn't real. Just guessing.
Oh, thanks for that one. That was a great help. And moving right along. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I can't know everything. Oh, shit. But, yeah, no, it's a toughie, you know? That's why it's a toughie. Oh, shit, hello. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's how I spend my time. I make these stupid things.
What was the one on the right there? I know the one on the left's that character. Sorry? Yeah, no, sorry.
That one.
No, it might be the other side.
One.
It might be flipped. No, the other side.
That one?
Yeah, that one.
Thor.
Oh, is it Thor? It's just hard to see on my screen. It's a bit fuzzy, so... That's awesome. Where's Jen with one N? I don't know if you know... Yeah, you might not have if you're new to YouTube. She's one of my regular viewers, or our regular viewers for the community. She loves Thor. So she'll love that. Yeah.
Yeah, most women love Thor.
Oh, and it goes back to poor old Stan Lee. What a round he had, though. What a round he had. You know, if there was a life to be a bit jealous of, that was a life. You know, he lived it.
Could you imagine him crossbred with that other American bloke, that Playboy one?
I thought you met him because they looked almost. They even played in a thing that Stan Lee was Hefner, Hugh Hefner. I can't remember which movie it was, but yeah, no. I always want like that. It's one of those things too. After Hef passes, like you could get Stan Lee and do the Hugh Hefner movie, and Stan Lee would pass as the old Hef, no problem whatsoever. You know, you would not even know that it was him. Oh, such a shame though.
I know. I'm a huge fan of his, you know. And actually, before we started this, I was going to have a night tonight of just watching his movies, you know.
Yeah, no, fair
Yeah.
enough.
But
You still
I'll do that
can.
later.
We probably
Later.
going to have to start tidying it up soon. How long are we going for? Oh no, we're at 40 minutes. Yeah, we still have another 20 minutes at least.
Oh well, there you go. Why do you got to say that? That's what women say. Wives say that, don't they? No, they do. It's true. You go in the bed tonight and you go, and then go, oh, I got a headache. You know, all right. 4 nights in a row they have a headache. You try and bring a Panadol in on the 5th night and see if you get any.
Tell you what, I got to find a nice lady first.
A nice one? You don't want a nice one. You want a naughty one.
Oh well, you know.
I mean, no.
Any old one will do for me at the moment. A nice one just means she's willing to have sex with me. That's the one I want. Yeah, exactly.
It's you know what I found out doing all this?
Yeah.
Because everything, 99% of the people are from America.
Oh yeah.
And I joined some sort of music thing from them, but I didn't realize because it was American, right? And they said, what do you listen to? I went, songs out of the 60s and 70s, you know. And we're going, oh yeah, like who? And I went, Johnny O'Keefe, Cold Joy, you know, and all these ones, you know. Who? Yeah. I went, what do you mean who? You know. Oh, I stuffed them up. I put up a lot of Johnny O'Keefe songs that were what do you call it, recorded in America.
Oh, at Nashville.
You know, I forgot where they were.
Is either Nashville or it'd be shit, I don't know where the other one is. I can't remember now.
Liberty Records and stuff like that.
Yeah. Oh, geez, slipped my mind now.
Yeah, but you know what they know, what they're remembering? You know what they're remembering this?
What?
The Boomerang Kid.
The Boomerang Kid. Far out. Well, that's typical though. I mean, that's their marketing. You know, that's what he would have. You know, that's what would have sold it to the Americans in that day, especially. I mean, you could sell it to the fucking in this day as that, and it probably still be popular. But yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
Good night, Doc.
Have a good one. Oh no, I think it's Clade saying goodnight and Doc's just saying goodnight back. Night, Clade. Have a good one, mate.
Oh, Clyde.
Good looking out.
Okay.
Good looking out for that too, mate. I missed that.
Yeah.
I know you mentioned this one at one point. You said you had a stroke. Is it something you wanted to talk about at all? Discuss what happened and what led up to it or anything like that?
Well, the funny thing about strokes is once you've had it, you can't remember doing it.
Fair enough.
People keep telling you.
That sucks.
You know? No, it really does. I can't remember the first one at all. Don't remember that one at all. I know I had it because I kept getting reminded. The second one, I was overseas, and I don't remember how long or what. And next minute, I came home here, and I ended up in Westmead Hospital there. And people kept coming in and saying, "You all right, Claude? You all right? You all right?" You know, I'm going, "Good, yeah, I'm fine. Who the fuck are you?"
Yo,
you know?
Damn. Took the memory.
Yeah, and I blame my daughter. If my daughter hadn't come up and said, "This is your wife," I would not know I was married.
Oh, damn. Pity. She should have just waited for, just a little longer, let you enjoy it for a little longer. I'm kidding.
And look, I'll give you an example of what I'm where I'm a bit lost. I don't know if it's lost. I don't know if that's the right word. But in the last, say, 6 or 7 weeks, okay, something come into my head and said to me, is it when you dream, are you dreaming through your mind or through your brain?
How would you differentiate the two?
I say because the brain is a mechanical thing. Okay, you've got sparks and God knows what, and tells you what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Your mind doesn't. Your mind is a separate entity.
But
you can't touch your mind, you can't feel your mind, you can change it, but you can't do anything else with it. But your brain can be operated on, it can be touched, it can be seen, it can be x-rayed. So it's sort of, I'm trying to find somewhere, somehow, I'm getting different odd thoughts and stuff in Google and whatever, but okay, I'll give you an example. You know what REM is, don't you?
yeah.
You know, that rapid eye movement stuff, you know?
Yeah.
And once that hits, you go into what they call a dream world. Or
Yeah.
what I class as a dream world.
You can start entering the dreams.
Yes. Now, these dreams that you have, they feel real, whether they are or they're not. Are they showing the past, the present, the future, or showing you what should be? And if that's the case, I don't know which way it goes. Why aren't they classed as separate?
Well, firstly, I would disagree with the options you proposed. I wouldn't say it's showing anything from the past, future, or anything like that. I think it's just process of your imagination, amongst other things, memory as well. So it could be sort of from your past in a sense, if you put it that way, but it wouldn't be an actual event of your past or like anything like that. Sort of, I know the consciousness isn't properly understood, but we have sort of a pretty good understanding that it is within like the brain processes your and that's why a lot of brain surgery can have a profound effect on your mind and your thinking and your everything else then on top of that as well, obviously. But it's just a tough one to really know for sure, because obviously, as I said, the studies of the conscience they're still limit. Like, it's still one of those things that's really hard for us to grapple, and get that scientific basis, because we're still working on it. There have been some pretty cool, I suppose, discoveries would be the word, but nothing that is concrete enough to go, the mind is, or the consciousness is this, and it's exactly, this is how it all works. We're still sort of working that out, but it is definitely within the brain, as far as everything that we can tell. Lobotomies for everyone, says Vash.
Oh, okay. Yeah, frontal lobotomy. Nothing like your brain.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just give you 2 seconds, brother. I'm gonna quickly grab me a beer. All right, won't be long.
Yeah, coffee. Okay, what do we got here? Okay. G'day, Linda. How are you?
Yeah, it's like that.
And
I'm back.
Yeah. Dr. Fearsome. Yeah, thank you very much, sir. I'm doing the best I can. Like I said, this is my first try at it, and I'm hoping people are enjoying it.
You're doing a bloody good job, if you ask me.
Oh yeah, that was good. What?
Just to say, you're doing a good job, man, for your first time.
Oh yeah, no, I was a virgin until I was 18.
It's not that different to me. I only had a couple years on you. But no,
I
you
love these
should have
girls that
seen
go.
life. Yeah, you're right.
No, all I was gonna say was, I love these girls that go, yeah, I'm still a virgin, and all they meant was that they're on the verge of another one. You know, it's
Oh, true. Fair enough.
yeah,
Oh, excuse me.
yeah, that's. Oh, you're excused. Yeah,
Oh, bit gaseous. Um. Oh, I'm suddenly oh, that's right. The okay, because I asked about the stroke. Um,
yeah,
I brought it up because I hope I am getting this correct, but one of our fellow community members, I think it was Godless Journey, just the other day had a stroke himself, and I haven't actually heard back. Like, I'm pretty sure he's okay and in like recovering kind of thing, but yeah, just sort of made me think of that. Hope he's doing well. I'm sure, and everybody in
yeah,
the Twitter the other day was sending him, well wishes and stuff.
yeah. Well, I've done a little bit of study and research into these sort of stuff, and what do you know? There's different sorts of strokes. Okay,
Yeah. Mm.
you can get what they call a mini stroke. And then if that's the case, all you got to do is go and get a mini Cooper S, and you'll be right after a little while. Um, then you get what they call a medium one, not mild, medium in the middle.
Medium. Yep.
Uh, they're the ones that how can you put it? They slur your speech and do all sorts of weird and wonderful things. You know. Then you get what the best way I can explain. You get what they call a white patch one, and that's pretty close to what I had. What that means is the strokes that I had are related to people who are in their 80s and 90s when they're close to death.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I'll give you an example of that one. My mother just had one, and they're not good.
No.
And it makes me want, like I've been told my last lot of scans or whatever was about 7 or 8 months ago, and they said something along the lines, your brain patterns or your something or other patterns, they're along the lines of about an 80-year-old. That's why I
Jesus,
can't work
man.
anymore. They took my security license off me. The taxis won't let me work. Like I might be holding something. Well, I think I'm holding something, and I will go to pick it up and I'll drop it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
See, if you notice, I'm holding things in my right hand. Right at this moment, I'm not going to hold it in my left hand because I just might not hold it. Not that the strength isn't there. The strength is I'm pretty strong.
But
But
it's just
it
that it
simply lets
releases.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just says, well, I'm not holding it. And there you go. Put it this way: this is the third cup I've had in the last week. I'm left-handed.
Oh, no, true. So that would be the worst thing for me. I mean, I've
Mm.
other way around. I'm right-handed, but I have already a disability with my left. So if I was to lose that right hand, I would be screwed. You
Yeah.
know. Oh
And when you
goodness
throw a
me.
broken neck in on it, what are you supposed to do?
And did that affect? I mean, did you recover completely from that? I know nowadays, especially broken necks can, depending on how bad or whatnot they are, you can recover good from them. And you obviously got up before, so I mean that didn't leave
Oh,
you
if
with
it,
any.
yeah. And when I've been, what do they call it? What's that? Titanium plated right through.
Oh shit!
I got a plate about that wide from my throat all the way through my back, holding everything in place. Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
God
Hate
damn.
winter.
So what? Are you not an easy way to ask, but if you're willing to, what did you do to break your neck?
Oh, car accident.
How did it? I mean, because I know this is something we discussed earlier in a private chat, but what? How did that happen? Like, what was the go?
Oh, okay. I just got onto this dirt road, and it was in the country somewhere. I'm not really sure, out toward Orange or something. And I honestly can't remember if a car passed me, like coming around me one way, or came behind me and went the other way.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, threw up all this big cloud of white dirt and shit, you know. And I couldn't see, so I turned on the wiper, and that's how I can see. I wasn't going fast; I was going slow. And but anyway, when I was able to see, I was starting to head off about a 200-foot cliff. And I thought, oh shit! So I just turned the wheel to get back onto the road, and it didn't stick on the ground. It just, what do you call it? Rolled, and that was it.
Fuck, mate. Jesus
Nothing. But thanks for asking.
No.
Yeah,
Oh, that's my sort of humour.
yeah.
Yeah, mate. Well, because I was in a car accident when I was 10-year-old. Dirt road. But the car we were in, I wasn't driving. Obviously, I was passenger. Car we were in had terrible suspension. It was just gone completely. So on the dirt road, going around a mild corner, only going about 60, but it was fast enough that the car went sideways into a little ditch, and it was heading towards a tree. So the driver veered right, but over-corrected, then left, and just tipped it up, gave it a roll. Only one roll over onto the roof, but somehow I've managed to hit something with my head and completely scalp me from the front to back. You could just peel up my whole scalp, and yeah. And we had to drive all the way home in the mate's car that was with us, which was, we were out in the bush, so it was a little bit of a drive with blood pouring down my face as a 10-year-old. That was pretty scary. But yeah, no, compared to your story, man, mine's a fucking walk in the park. I didn't break any bones for starters, let alone a neck.
I don't know if you can see my hand.
It's a bit fuzzy, but it's also pretty clearly not quite the right shape.
No, it broke every bone in there.
Fuck, mate. Surprised you're holding that cup.
And it never healed.
Ow.
You know?
They obviously tried, because it's you're obviously using it a bit.
Oh yeah, I mean the pain part's not so bad. Well, put it this way: all this took place. What is it? 2015. This is now 2018, going on to 2019.
Oh, true. So it wasn't even that long ago.
No, but with the amount of medication and stuff that they had me on, I've lost a year or two, and I can't remember what. And I've just got no idea what I did.
Fucking hell.
It's lovely.
Oh, well. I mean, shit, it could be worse, though, when you look at it.
Oh, yeah.
Like, fucking hell.
Well, the fun part is, like, I'm actually a martial arts trainer.
Okay.
I teach self-defense. But what I've found nowadays, I can't teach people who don't have a little bit of knowledge themselves. I'll teach rank people who say, like, brown belt and up, ones that I can at least, like, talk to a little bit.
Yeah, I was going to say, you can sort of just instruct them as opposed to showing them everything from the start. And yeah, I gotcha.
Yeah. I just can't do that. I mean, I used to love training the younger version and all that, but I can't. And what I found over the last year or two is that I get people in who are set in their ways in the other way. They want to cross train, got no idea what it is that I'm training, because they don't know how my style works, right? Give them 12 months, 18 months, Now they do, and they're going, oh, what is it? They're crazy.
Fair enough.
That's where I got. See, that's where I get my name Zenith from. That's what my master called me.
Ah, see, and I was going to, yeah, that was going to be one of the questions. So that's a so like, did everyone get names like that, or is that just something that you got?
No, he called me that because apparently Zenith meant the top or the
Okay.
top or something or other, and I was at the top of whatever was going on there, so that's how I got that.
Oh well, fair call, man. If of all names to hold on to, that'd be the one to do. You know, top dog.
Yeah, well, it wasn't meant top dog, but it just meant the top. The Zenith said you can't go on much higher here. That's
Yeah, like
it for you.
top
You
rank,
know, well,
maybe.
yeah, in Australia, yes.
Yeah,
Back then, yeah.
yeah.
I'm classed as 5th level red.
It's one of those things
Was
that
anyway.
I always, when I was a kid especially, I wanted to learn martial arts, and especially to to learn ones that were specifically that I could use, given my disability with one of my arms. And you wouldn't believe the downside, or not the downside, the reason I couldn't, religion. Because I was growing up in a Jehovah's Witness family. As a Jehovah's Witness, all martial arts were a no-go just because of their cultural, traditional, religious aspects. Even if because they used religion in a religious ceremony in their eyes, like it's a they claim it to be pagan, but they will also say watching the movie Jumanji with, Robin Williams is a no-go for the same reason. The spiritualism and its demons, because they're using the game as a magic board. That's the kind of crazy I grew up with. So I have a mate who is, I don't know exactly, I can't remember what he was good at, but he just loved his martial arts, and he'd always sort of show me this little one thing, two things, try this, try that, but it was one of those things. He wasn't a trainer. He couldn't get me going from the start and, really getting any good at anything, so to speak. But goddamn did I want to learn, hey. And I never really got, like nowadays, you have to pay, I'd have to go and pay some bloke to be, train me and then specialise for me, you know what I mean? Like, because of my case. So it's just one of those things. I had a mate too, just more recently. I met some dude who did, I think he would Kung Fu, I can't remember what he knew. But he's like, yeah, come down and I'll teach for free, like we'll work on you specifically and everything, because he was my mate, And he ended up getting killed. He was a motorbike rider and he got struck by a car on the highway. And
Oh,
so that kind of ended those plans, which really sucked.
Now, look, I don't charge money. I don't charge money. My master never charged me for it,
Okay.
And I always got told it's how can you put it? Okay, like the people I train, they bring smokes or they bring whatever, or like little gadgets like this, so I can do my little stuff, and that's enough. I'm happy with that.
That'd be like,
I don't even want to.
no, I suppose it'd be just something to find, because, people wouldn't advertise, like they're not necessarily advertising that. So when I go and look for a place, all I'll ever see are people that are going to charge. You know what I mean? Like, it'd be a matter of finding somebody like, my old mate obviously would be like, I won't charge you, or hey, there's this place here that, you can get free lessons, like otherwise it's very hard to find. For me anyway, I don't look hard nowadays anyway. It was one of those things that, especially after my mate passed, I just sort of, I didn't lose necessarily interest, because I still want to one day do it, but it's sort of like, haven't gotten around to it yet. Same with getting a motorbike license and buying a motorbike. Because I've been meaning to do that ever since he passed, just to be like, at least I can cruise around once every now and then. But one day it'll happen. All a matter of time.
Yeah, well, they took my motorcycle license off me.
Yeah, that's... do you drive? Or they take that one too?
Oh, I drive.
No, good-o. Just was wondering.
I drive.
Yeah.
I can still drive. But I drive when I feel all right. I won't drive when I don't.
No, that's the way to go, man. I mean, it's especially, like, no point me telling you this. When you've been through shit like this, you do appreciate it a bit more to be a bit safe, so I don't know, like, I know a lot of idiots well older than me who'll still have many drinks, go driving like it's not a problem, whatever it might be, and I'm just like, nah, man, what, it's not worth it. Not worth, not the ticket, none of that. It's not worth my life, like, it's like if a mate has had a few beers and he's like, oh, I'm driving home. I'm like, no, you're not. Not only are you not driving home, you're not driving me home. You're not driving anybody home. Like, we're calling a cab,
Yeah, well, that's right, and
yeah.
what it, like I'm a '58 model, and I grew up with EJs and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I still reckon they're the best cars that ever made.
Oh yeah, my old man will rave about those models. That's his thing. Like, he's ridiculous. I can't myself. I understand it because I can do it with some cars, but he can name all the different models just by seeing them with all the different letters, EH, GH, whatever they all are. I don't know, but he can just look at them and he knows. Like god damn, he knows.
But only in the 60s and 70s. Take him out of there and see how he goes.
Well, he worked for a car dealership back then, and so he sold a lot of them, and I think that's where he got his eye for what each of the models were. And that's gone way back. Like, that'd be in the 70s easily when he was selling them.
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm the same, but get me into the Commodore stuff, and I haven't got a clue.
Oh yeah, fair enough. Because I know the building there. I fucking can't remember which one it was they were selling. Because when I was around, it's back in the old little country town we grew up in. But when I was growing up, it had closed down. Like, it wasn't. It was just an abandoned building. No identifying features. So I can't remember which cars exactly he sold, or if it was one or the other, if it was both. Meh, I don't know. But he's got that eye, like, he'll pick them a mile away. It's unbelievable.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? What about we ask anybody here that they got any questions for us?
Yeah, it's probably about that time, I'll admit. So we got a good amount of fine folk in the chat. If y'all have any questions, make sure to tag me so that it gives me a big highlighted thing in the screen. Or if you are you logged in on YouTube? You probably are, but I don't know what you're logged in as. So just yeah, it's alright. Just at me, guys, and I'll read it out. Or if Zenith sees them, he can obviously, you can by all means read them and answer them at your heart's content. Because they didn't want members to know their strength, pardon me, and power. Otherwise, you would have been able to handle yourself in a judicial meeting where there is 2 or 3 agents against one.
Well, what does that mean?
I'm guessing that's something to do with the witnesses. I actually, it's obviously something we were talking about before, but I've completely forgotten what part it was regarding. What I was talking about. That's right. Growing up, the witnesses not being able to get all the cool stuff, basically. Like when we were talking about, not being able to do kung fu or martial arts and bloody watch fantasy movies and stuff like that. Just because they didn't want members to know the strength and power. Okay.
You know what? On your blog, when I was doing security, he was Mormon. And he did the same thing.
Yeah, as I've heard that too. Is Mormons and the Witnesses, as much as they are very different, they're their own things. They have a lot of similarities like that. Oh, I forgot.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah. That's what I thought. It was something along those lines, but yeah. So
If
yeah, and
you've
make
got
sure
something.
anyone got any questions. This Zenith is obviously very new, and hopefully we'll see a lot more of him around. So if you've got any questions, now's the time to throw them out there. We're probably gonna hang around. Where are we at? I have no idea where we're at because I think my stream is frozen. I mean
Well, the
my
last
feed.
thing on here it says is from that Linda Jack. If you've got to learn MA.
Yeah, martial arts. Yeah, so it was regarding the belief of the witnesses and what a bit of a justification as to why they don't want you, or at least the organisation doesn't want you to learn such things and learn about such things, because it will give you, obviously, as you say, they don't want to, they don't want their members to know the strength and power within, or which is pretty right when you place it up against the bullshit pushed by the witnesses and their doctrine, what they consider their power. Because and there's also, I suppose, the fact that they are strict pacifists. That's another point. So they're very anti-fighting. They're not the sort to even defend themselves. They will go down singing praises to Jehovah while they get shot or whatever it might be. They are definitely, when pushed, they are a fundamental group, and they're Christian, but they're
Huh.
just a pacifist group. So they'll never take up arms. They'll just let you kill them. You know.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah, it may, but they'll let you kill their family, their anything else. So you might leave that one person alive, but kill all his family in the name, of just be like, renounce Jehovah or whatever the fuck it might be. They'll let you do it, and that's
Like
that
ACDC.
dedication that's disgusting.
Yeah, like ACDC. All in the name of liberty.
Yeah, oi, that was something I was going to say before. You brought up
What?
how the Americans don't know a lot of our bands and stuff. You say,
Yeah.
you ask an American, hey, have you ever heard of Akadaka? They'll have no clue who you're talking about.
Wouldn't have a clue.
They have no clue. Then when you go, no, it's AC/DC. Oh! Everybody knows AC/DC. It's like, well, everybody knows Akadaka.
Yeah. Especially the one he's speaking to's got a t-shirt on.
Yeah, I fucking know.
Yeah.
Nice. Oh, shit. All right.
G'day,
Oh,
DCL. Yeah, thanks
DC
for
or
the name.
Marvel?
Yeah. Yeah, DC or Marvel. Okay, Doc. Well, the only thing I can say about that is Marvel all the way.
Oh, strong Marvel. I mean, you probably could not be allowed to say otherwise today. I think it would be officially against the law in every country for you to have not said Marvel today.
Right. I mean,
Damn straight.
well, that Marvel is it all in it. After you've watched the shows, after you've seen all the characters, you are marveled.
Yeah, I mean that was
I wouldn't
a
like to
big
hear. I wouldn't like
part
to
of his
hear,
point.
what Superman saying. Yeah, I've just been DC'd.
Nice. I haven't
Well, that
heard the
was.
follow up like that. That's good. Shit.
Who woke
Nice.
me up today? Okay.
Yeah, no. You're on fire.
Yeah. Well, if I could find it, I actually don't know where it is. But I also like Monkey.
Monkey? Which monkey?
Monkey. Yeah, look it up. TV series. Monkey.
Oh, right. TV. Alright, I'm going to have to actually press buttons and stuff. TV, common spelling? The old English, old
What's the
Japanese
official
title.
law?
Isn't it an old Japanese television film? Because that's what I'm getting.
Yes, it is.
Oh, good ho. I wasn't sure if it was that or if that was just like something I'd gotten wrong. I'd never seen it. Never
Well,
heard of it.
what is it? There's a one of the later ones I like is got Jackie Chan in it. The Forbidden Kingdom. Same thing. Jackie Chan and what is that? I've got the other bloke's name, but it's the same thing.
Yeah, because I've heard of the Forbidden Kingdom. I mean, I love Jackie Chan. So it's the old Chinese comedy kind of, or Japanese comedy sort of thing. Is that what it is?
No, it's one of the latest ones. It's only a few years old.
Oh, I'm looking at the. Oh, so I'm still looking at Monkey TV series, which is like, it's got it down. It's 1978 through to 1980.
Yeah, that's the one. TV series. And Doc likes Spidey. Spidey is good. I like him too. The old wall crawler.
Yeah, Spidey. I still want to.
Updated.
That bloody game didn't come out on PC either, did it? The new Spider-Man game. I know it's probably not quite what you'd get into, but it looked really good. And I've only got a computer, so I don't have all those. Like, I don't have any other game consoles, Xbox, PlayStation. So it rounds me off a bit that they didn't bring it to computer.
I don't play games that way. I don't like playing. Not that I don't like playing them. I can't win the bloody with my hands. I'm not quick enough to use the controls. You know.
Fair enough. That'd be a pain in the butt.
That's why I worry. That's why I worry when I go to have a wank. I'm left-handed.
It did cross my mind earlier too, but I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna ask that one. Shit. All right. Well, I tell you what. Unless there's any more questions, come on, last minute peeps in the chat, throw it out there. Do you have any like, I know you're on Facebook and you've got your Google account. Do you have anything that's public, a public profile that you wanted to shout out, like, and make people go to, sort of thing, like?
About me?
Yeah.
I got Twitter.
All right. If you want to, I can put your Twitter link in the chat, and that way everyone can go and add you on the Twitter. That obviously, if depending on if that's your real name or not, just make sure you know that that's going to be public.
Oh, they'll find me.
Okie dokie.
I'm not hard to find.
No.
I'm also on that, what do they call it? Agnostic something or other.
I don't know.
What that's called? There you go. I forgot what that's called.
Well, if you
but I'm on that as well.
Well, all right. Where do I think you is it the account that you added me on your Twitter earlier? Is that the one I'm looking for?
Did I add you on Twitter?
I don't. I thought you did. Maybe I'm.
Oh yeah, you've been on Twitter, haven't you?
I'm all over the Twitter.
Yes, I've spoken to you before on Twitter. That's where I know this name. Gotcha. Twitter, yeah. You are 100% correct.
That's not it. All right. Well,
I haven't been on for a while though.
All right. Well, anyway, this is going to take a while. What I might do is I'll get your tweeters and I'll put it in a link that I put out on Twitter so that everyone can add you there. So we'll just get those details in a moment and I'll share it out on Twitter. So everyone, if you want to get those, you'll all see it. Y'all follow me. Okay, so what we're going to do is we'll do a quick wrap up. I'll double check on the old chat machine. No more questions. So, yep, we'll wrap her up. And any last words you want to... Yeah.
Well, what about we ask people out there, how did we actually do for our first crack at it tonight, and our first little interview?
All right. Well, yeah. Let us know what you think. How you think Zenith went. This is his. I've just taken his Hangouts virginity and streaming virginity. So you've been ploughed twice by me tonight.
Oh,
Probably.
I think I want to go now.
Oh shit. Yeah, let us know. We'll probably get one or two jumping in there. But otherwise, I'm going to probably shut it down. We'll say goodbyes. Hopefully, somebody does a shout out in the chat in the meantime. But it's been an absolute pleasure to have a chat with you tonight, Zenith. And
Well, thank you very much.
I'm sure we'll
I've
definitely
enjoyed it.
see more of you.
Oh, well, that'd be great. And well, good night all, and hope you've had a good time and a good night. And let us know if there's any sort of subject you want. And I'm quite happy, and the boss is quite happy to acknowledge it, and we'll see what we can get for you.
Beautiful, mate. All right, everyone in the chat, you have a great night. Zenith, thank you very much, mate. You have yourself a great night too, and we'll catch you all later.